Hello horse lovers, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the very first thing that you should be teaching your horse when it comes to going bitless, the stop. Making sure that your horse clearly understands the signal is vital for everybody's safety, not just your own. And I mean everybody. Like literally everybody. The stop signal should be something that your horse understands regardless of whether you're riding bitted or bitless. In this section, we're going to consider how much pressure you should use to signal your horse, different ways to signal the stop, and how well you ideally want your horse to understand that signal. Enjoy!
The first thing most people are taught is kick to go and pull to stop.
As crude as what this is, it unfortunately does take a bit of time for the average rider to move past this initial stage and start to develop a little bit more finesse. As you grow as a horse person, you might find yourself starting to ask questions, things like, how hard should I pull? Or is there maybe a better way to signal this? Those are excellent questions. So how hard should you pull? Not that hard. A bargy horse might need a bit more pressure, and a really lazy horse that doesn't want to work, probably not going to need a lot of pressure at all. A hot forward-going horse can be any guess in between. So you really do need to adapt your approach to suit each individual horse. Often riding instructors will say things like,
you should never have long reins. You might lose control if your horse gets a front.
To be fair, they're thinking of your safety on a horse that you probably don't know that well. If you decide to start dressage, you'll probably hear something like,
more contact. You must ride into the contact.
Having this very firm contact on the reins is a practice that stemmed from the German school of riding. And I don't know, at some point the whole world just decided that they needed to adopt this practice. It's based on the principle of riding the horse into the contact. And if you go and look at those texts, there was no indication that you needed a strong pressure. In fact, you might actually argue the reverse. But is a consistent or strong contact always necessary? The short answer is no. There is always going to be more than one way to do something. So I encourage you to find out what works for you and your horse. In classical dressage, it was actually a brag to ride your horse with a soft rein in just one hand and then do high school maneuvers. A massive part of horse training was to have a horse that was effortless to control. And what better way to demonstrate this than by reducing the strength of your commands? Reducing force control is actually still an ultimate brag. That's because it showcases an elite level of harmony between horse and rider. Of course, horses come with different ages, different levels of training and exposure, different personalities. So it's never good to adopt a one-size-fits-all approach to training. That's why I advise that you start with the least amount of force that's necessary to get a good response. Once you have a consistent response, it's good to work at reducing the amounts of force that you need until you need almost nothing at all. Why do I recommend doing this? Not only does it improve horse and rider communication, but it will help to make the horse more responsive to your signal. Those two things actually go hand in hand. Now, before all the dressage kings and queens get on my back about the need for connection, this video isn't about competition dressage. It's about foundation level training. But don't worry, I'm definitely going to attack the somewhat misunderstood concept of connection in a different video. Okay, now that we know how hard we should be pulling, it's time to talk about the signals. Unfortunately, this is already quite a long video, so I'm going to continue the subject in a part 2, just to make it easier for everybody to use this information. Happy horse keeping, everyone!